Hello everyone, and welcome to this week's edition of Matthew Sports Talk. Got lots and lots to talk about today, but before we get to any of that, I got NBA, I got NHL, I got NCAA football. So much to talk about. Well, let's of course get started with my Minnesota teams. My Vikings were on a bye week, obviously, but back this week, Sunday Night Football, Chicago Bears at Soldier Field. That game's going to be interesting. It's going to be a really, really good game. I'm hoping for a good outcome. I'll break that game down a little bit later when I make my picks for the week. But yeah, that's the Vikings. Quite simple. Not that much to talk about. Got the T-Wolves. They finally traded Jimmy Butler. Thank God. Now I don't have to listen about that anymore. It just was bugging the crap out of me. But they finally got rid of Jimmy. And yeah, I really, really like the fact we got Saric, or S-A-R. He's Serbian, so I'm going to butcher his name. And Covington from the 76ers. I feel like those guys would really replace the competitive edge. Living in downtown Minneapolis, you get the sirens. But anyway, moving on. And the Timberwolves did decent. Yeah, it sucks when your phone needs a charge and your cord's just not long enough. Get my ESPN app up and running. Come on. Stop being gay. Come on, come on, come on. This thing takes forever. There we go, there we go. Timberwolves. I did watch a little bit of their game on Monday where they beat the Brooklyn Nets. Saric and Covington are gonna make their Wolves debut tonight against the Pelicans. So I'm definitely gonna watch that game because it's on ESPN. And let's see what happened since, I think it was Wednesday was my last one. They lost to the Lakers, 114-110. Sucks, they could have won that game. Lost to the Kings, 121-110, and then they beat the Nets on Monday, 120-113. And then, yep, they take on the Pelicans tonight, 7 o'clock on ESPN, and take on the Trailblazers on Friday at 7 p.m., and then the Grizzlies on Sunday. So yeah, that's the summary up of that. Moving on from the Timberwolves, and then you got the Wild, which I did watch a little bit last night. It kind of sucked. Well, Thursday they beat the King. They actually went on a winning streak before yesterday. Last Thursday, they beat the Kings 3-1. They beat the Ducks 5-1 on Friday, and then on Sunday they beat the St. Louis Blues 3-2 before losing to the Washington Capitals 5-2 last night. And then Thursday, they are at home against the Canucks. Saturday, they're at home against the Buffalo Sabres. And then Sunday, they're at the Chicago Blackhawks. So that's just a quick sum up of that. Gophers football won a game in the Big Ten. Whatever. Switch back to my Minnesota hat. Beat Purdue 41-10, which is the more impressive thing. I don't know what's more impressive, the fact that they scored 41 or that they held Purdue to only 10 points. But then they got a tough one against number 22 Northwestern, which, now they're a 1-point favorite at home against number 22 Northwestern on Saturday. But, yep, whatever there. Gophers volleyball keeps on rolling. They beat, who did they beat last week? I can't remember. I think it was Indiana and Purdue. I believe. But yep, they keep on rolling. And yeah, that's all the Minnesota teams. Not really much to talk about the Twins. Joe Mauer held his retirement conference. I didn't watch it, but apparently it got really emotional. So anyway, all right. So now on to the NFL, which I will talk about all last week's games and summarize them up because I got my weekly power rankings right here. So at the bottom, number 32. Give you one guess as to who's number 32. The clearly obvious one, the Oakland Raiders, lost again. No surprise there. At this point, they're probably going to get the number 1 overall pick. Number 31 down from number 28 is Arizona. Quite honestly, that was kind of low. I mean, there's not really much more that I can move Arizona, but they actually played decently against Kansas City for, they did hold Kansas City's offense to only 26 points, which I don't think anyone's held Kansas City's offense to less than 30 points this year. So anyway, yeah, what was the final score? 26-14 Kansas City. So yeah. Number 30, down from number 27, New York Jets. Oof, the New York Jets. Talk about stinging up the place. Give up 41 points to the Buffalo Bills, the team where it's... And it was against freaking... What's his name? Matt Barkley, guy that picked up off the street. So yeah, that's a bad loss. Number 29 up for number 31, the New York Giants, being San Francisco. Monday Night Football doesn't really help our cause, but number 28 down from number 25, San Francisco. Now that seems kind of low, or that seems kind of like quite a bit of a drop, but I have to move people. That's what happens. Number 27 up from number 29, Buffalo. I'm telling you. Buffalo wins, they're at number 27. Buffalo loses, they're at number 29. Unless some other team comes up more than that. Number 26 up from number 30, Cleveland beat Atlanta. Okay. Whatever. Number 25 down from number 24, Tampa Bay. Get over 500 yards from scrimmage and you only score 3 points? Well, that's what happens when you turn over the ball 4 times. Number 24, Jacksonville, down from number 22. Jacksonville, irrelevant. Not even going to talk about them. They're done for the season. Number 23, down from number 21, Detroit. Yeah. I think the lead was like 28 Chicago had over y'all. Before you went into the half. It was bad. You guys are done for the season. Number 22. Who did I have number 22? Number 22 up from number 26, Dallas. Win over Philadelphia. The thing about the NFC East, I don't really think anyone's going to run away with it. At this point, I think Washington's going to win it. But someone can make it interesting. It could be the Cowboys, but, and yeah, I'll talk about the Eagles later. Number 21 up from number 23, the Indianapolis Colts. Maybe the surprise of the season? Maybe? I don't know. No, they're not the surprise of the season, but, they are doing pretty well considering where I originally thought they were going to do this season. Number 20, down from number 17, Atlanta Falcons. You lost to Cleveland. It sucks. And yeah, you had, for Atlanta, it was 1 step forward, 2 steps back. They beat Washington, that was 1 step forward. They lost to Cleveland, that's 2 steps back. So I think Atlanta's done for this season. Number 19, down from number 15, the Miami Dolphins. Oh, the Dolphins. They had I mean, the final score, I believe, was 31-12. Yep, 31-12. The Green Bay Packers beat the Dolphins. But the Dolphins were so close to start with, and if they just had scored touchdowns instead of 4 field goals, they might have won that game. Bugs the crap out of me. So much. Number 18, staying number 18 on their bye week, I believe. Yep. Denver. Yeah, Denver 3-6 at number 18. That seems a little high, but compared to the rest of the teams and how they've done, I mean, the 6 losses, I mean, they weren't bad losses. They played competitive teams, and they've competed with them. They played the Chiefs twice, and they competed with them. They played the Rams, they competed with them. So, I mean, I feel like that they deserve that. Number 17, down from number 12, the Philadelphia Eagles. You know, I would like to say you can give them the Super Bowl hangover bit, but they're not really, I mean, they're just beat up. They've been injury, their secondary is completely shot, along with their running back core. I mean, they're just all shot. So yeah, it kind of sucks, and I mean, the Eagles still have maybe a shot at a wild card, but it's not like and their next game, this is the Saints in New Orleans. I could pretty much chalk that up to automatic loss. It'd be nice if they won, but I think they're gonna lose that one. Number 16 up from number 19, Green Bay. Yep, I talked to you about that. You know, the funny, stupid thing is that so many people are still giving Green Bay a chance, which I am not giving Green Bay a chance, and I'll explain to this later when I go to my picks for the week. Number 15 down from number 14, Seattle. Could have been the Rams, but yeah, just a few plays. It's a couple more plays you had to make in order to beat the Rams. Number 14 up from number 20, the Tennessee Titans gain a solid win over the New England Patriots, 34-10. And I really, really like it because they showed pretty much the NFL the blueprint on how to beat the Patriots, which is to pressure Tom Brady. And also, you pray to God that they don't have Gronk on the field. So, really, really impressed by that one. That's why Tennessee shot to number 14. Number 13, staying at number 13 on their bye week is the Baltimore Ravens. They were on their bye, weren't they? Yep, they were on their bye. So they stay at number 13. You know, 4-5, you think that's a little high for a 4-5 team to be number 13, but I mean, yeah, I guess I really don't have any other place to put them. Number 12, down from number 10, Cincinnati Bengals. Oofta. Yeah, I wish I could drop them more, but I really can't. I mean, their defense is just god-awful. Number 11. Oh, yeah. Up for number 16, Washington Redskins. Nice win over the Buccaneers, and you guys are holding on to the NFC East, so props for that. Number 10, up from number 11, the Houston Texans, who were on their bye, I believe. Yep, Texans were on their bye. That's going to be a halfway decent game. Houston against Washington. I might have to watch that game. Or if I can. I have to watch something before the Vikings and Bears game on Sunday night. Number 9. Down from number 5, the Carolina Panthers. Woofda. Y'all got your asses handed to you against the Pittsburgh Steelers on Thursday night. Yeah, they're clearly going to have to evaluate some stuff after that game. So, they will evaluate. Number 8 up for number 9, the Chicago Bears. You guys beat the Lions. Big whoop-de-doo. Sitting at number 7 on our bye week, the Minnesota Vikings. Thank you very much. Number 7. I truly feel that. Number 6, down for number 3, the New England Patriots. You guys have some things to figure out. You have to figure out what your identity is without Gronk, etc., etc. Gotta have a way to be able to protect Tom Brady. Honestly. And thank God you guys lost, because that means I might not have to see you guys host the AFC title game. It means you're not a guaranteed spot in the Super Bowl. I so love that so much. Number 5, up from number 8, Pittsburgh Steelers. There you go. Pittsburgh Steelers, number 5. Honest to God. Number 4, up from number 6, the LA Chargers. Don't sleep on those Chargers. They're getting hot, and they'll get scary. Number 3, up from number 4, the LA Rams. Yep, you guys moved up 1 because New England lost. That's all I give you guys props for. Staying at number 2, the New Orleans Saints. Which obviously, if the Saints beat the Eagles and if Kansas City loses on Monday to the Rams, I'd probably give you guys number 1. Or I might give the Rams number 1. It all depends on how good the Rams beat the Chiefs, if they do. So, and then at number 1, staying at number 1, of course, is the Kansas City Chiefs. So, that's my weekly power rankings. Moving on to my week 11 picks. Alright, Thursday Night Football, Packers at the Seahawks. I just read the byline that NFL app has. Packers have not won in Seattle since week 6, 2008. It's been almost over 10 years since the Packers have won in Seattle. Yeah. And that's why I don't really give the Packers a realistic chance to still make the playoffs, is because they will lose to the Seahawks on Thursday Night Football. So Seahawks over the Packers. Cowboys at the Falcons. Ooh, that's a tough one. That seems like a toss-up game. Byline is that Cowboys have not beaten the Falcons in Atlanta since 2006. But I do feel like the Cowboys are going to kind of ride the high of being the Eagles. So, and the Falcons' defense isn't really the Falcons' defense. So I'm going to pick the Cowboys over the Falcons in that game. Bengals at the Ravens. Ravens need to get back on track, and the Bengals have just come off a devastating loss to the Saints, so I think Ravens, this is your chance. I'm going to pick Ravens over the Bengals. Panthers at the Lions. I'm going to give that to the Panthers. Get a nice rebound victory after a big loss to the Steelers, and the Lions will be officially done for the season. Titans at the Colts. Ooh, very, very good matchup. Byline is Andrew Luck is 9-0 in his career against the Tennessee Titans, but the Titans are doing pretty good. And I really think they could probably pull it off. I'm going to give that to Tennessee. Tennessee, even though they're the away team. Tampa Bay at the Giants. Giants are coming off a win. And it's against the Bucs' last ranked scoring defense. I'm going to give that one to the Giants. Texans and Redskins. Texans at Redskins. I'm going to have to give that one to the Redskins because they're at home. That's the real difference. And I think the Redskins defense can do something against the Texans. Steelers at Jaguars. Oofda. Steelers. Jaguars. Steelers are hot right now. Jaguars are ice cold, even though they were on their... No, they weren't on their bye. They lost to the Colts. So, Moving on. Lost my place. Raiders at Cardinals. Oh my gosh, who cares? I'll give that one to the Cardinals. They need to win a game, and they're at home. Broncos at the Chargers. I need Chargers. Even though they've lost 11 of the last 14 games against Denver, including the playoffs, I'm going to give that one to the Chargers still. Eagles at the Saints. The Saints, clearly, obviously, the Saints, although I hope the Eagles win. And then I can analyze, before I analyze my Vikings, probably the best regular season matchup we'll have all year long. Chiefs at the Rams. And it is going to be Chiefs at the Rams because they moved they moved the game from Mexico City back to Los Angeles because of the field conditions. And, a lot of people are going to be pissed, but you know what? This is what happens when you don't take care of your premier stadium. So this is a shout out to Mexico. And I'm at 21 minutes right now recording time, and I know it gets to like a certain point where the file size doesn't like it, so I'm just going to wrap this up really quick and hope I don't go over. I honestly think the Chiefs can outlast the Rams, especially if their defense can get going. And the Rams' defense is just not what it's supposed to be, so I'm actually going to give the Chiefs the win there over the Rams. And now the Vikings and the Bears. So I'm going to do this quickly. I'll give you guys 2 keys to the game. One key, quarterback play. If Kirk Cousins outperforms Mitchell Trubisky, that's good. And turnover battle. Vikings win the turnover battle. So those 2 things, quarterback play and turnover battle. Team wins both of those, they're going to win the game. And I feel like we can do that, and that's why I'm going to pick, even though it's in Soldier Field, I like the Vikings to beat the Bears. And now that the NFL segment is officially over, and I'm probably going to run out of recording space, I am going to cut this part of it, and then next will be part 2, which will take on college football and the NBA and all that other juicy stuff, which probably won't take very long, but we'll just go with that. Alright, so see you guys in part 2.